So good afternoon to the lecturer. My name is Yadian Cheng, and I'm going to present our group assignment project, which is called the Jumpasa application. So for this application, it is actually split into two parts, where it got the buyer side of the application and the seller side of the application. So for the buyer side of the application, is mostly developed by me and another group member called Wang Yuanxian. And now I'm going to present my contribution toward this buyer side app, which is the splash screen, the login and registration of the buyer user, the the home page, and the setting pages as well, along with the edit buyer profile pages. So let's try to run the app. So this is a splash screen which will throw us directly to the login interface. For new user, they can click this button and it will prompt them to enter some of the information. So after the user have keyed in all the details, they click submit. And this will reflect in the Firestore database itself, which will show us this information here. And this will directly log us into the user interface where it will automatically retrieve the store that's actually offered in the area. So, and the another part that the user could also access some of the pages in the navigation drawer. So for example, I could just click logout and try to log in again so that to show that the login functionality is actually working. So in case for the user that have forgotten their password, they could actually click the reset password, and this will prompt up an alert dialog boxes where the user could enter the email and it will send a reset link to their registered email there. So login. And aside from that, the user could also access their profile, which they could edit their profile information here and change their email. And once the user have clicked updated, it will automatically reflect it in here. So, and in this in pages as well, the users could also upload a profile picture as shown below, and the user could also deactivate their profile if they wish to not use the application anymore. So you can just click that. And the last part that I'm contributing towards this application is the setting, which is actually just to fulfill the minimum requirement where some of the information are stored at the local device. This is actually stored with the share preferences. So the user could click their setting preferences and they could it will be stored in the devices itself. So whenever they log into the application, they will be changing their settings. So that's all from my part. I will pass it to another member.
Good afternoon everyone, my name is Wang Yuanxian. I'm going to present about the merchant and checkout part. So as you can see, we can select all these merchant from the merchant list available. And then we can check the merchant details from here, and then we can also check the reviews available. So as you can see, the current user is newly created, so the order history is still empty. We can place some order here and try out the function. Right, select chicken rice, wonton mee, and then go to the checkout page. And if we reduce the checkout items to 0, then it will jump back to the checkout page again. So chicken burger, deep fried, crunchy fish nugget. Leave some remark, and then choose whether you want delivery or not. Place the order, and then so as you can see, we can go to the order history here and check the order that we just placed, and we can also rate the order and give rating for the seller just now. Service very good. So to change the status, we need to the merchant, the seller part of the apps, and after we rate the seller, the rate button will be gone, and each buyer can only rate the seller once. And if I place the same the order to the same seller again, I cannot rate the seller because I already rate the seller once. So that's all for my part. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Now I'm going to present the John Pasa app seller site. So let's start up the app first. So as we can see, this is the splash screen for our John Pasa seller site app. So first we will go to the login page, but we will demonstrate the sign up page by creating a new account. So we will type in the information here. So after we clicking the submit button, it will say account registered successfully, account login successfully, and the user profile is created successfully automatically. So since this is the new user, so they will know order receipt and history in the main page. Now I will going to demonstrate the profile function of the seller side app. So this is the information we typed just now in the register site, and this is same with the Firestore database data. So I'm going to edit the profile, demonstrate the edit profile function. So we can edit our seller side account information here by typing in the new information. And we can upload the profile picture here to change the profile picture of the seller. So we will choose a picture to demonstrate it. As we can see, the profile picture is changed. Then after that, we can clicking the submit changes, and we will change the information in to display at seller side. Next, I'm going to present the order item and history. But first, we will need to log out first to use existing account to show the record. So we are successfully log into the existing seller, and the main page here is the order received and the order history page. So here we'll show all the order received by this particular seller. So the order has include all the order in the main page will include the simple information, and after we clicking into it, it will show the detailed information of the order. So as we can see, the detailed information is shown here. And as for seller, they can update the status of the order to reflect the changes to the buyer side, so the buyer know how is their order is going. So the two information that seller can changes is update the status and change the delivery status. So let's try to update the status information. So as we can see, the status here, information here is changed to what we typed just now. And here is also shown in the order detail page. Now we try to change the delivery status of the order. So as we can see, the information of the delivery also changes. The information in the order detail page also changes. So that's all from my part. Now I will pass to the next person to continue our presentation. Thank you.
Okay, next I'll be talking about the seller items part. So when the seller click the seller items part, they'll see a list of the items they have been listed and it will be readed. So there is a create button in there. So for example, Anwar Burger would like to add a new item in their menu, so they can add burger and DE burger chicken with double egg and 6 ringgit. Add to item. So it will added to the new item and description and the 6 ringgit. So there will be also an update in the Firestore. So when they create a new one, like and found that this one is not suitable or no longer in sales, so they can click the delete button. It will show to make sure that you want to no or yes. If no, then it will remain. If yes, it will delete. So we refresh a bit and it will not show. So next is the user review part. For the user review part is to read out the review that has been right from the buyers. So from the Firestore there, we can see that, and there is store of a user that writes the review. So this is the end of my part. Thank you.